It's time for Baby Boomers in Action. Here's your host, Jim McWhorter.
Hey, welcome to Baby Boomers in Action. I'm your host, Jim McWhorter, and I'm so excited that you joined us today because we've got some really cool things to show you and some great information that you need to know, and that we have viewer questions that people want to know about. And oh, by the way, keep the viewer questions coming because we want to bring you the information that you are seeking. But today I am here at the Oak Hills Care Center in their freshly renovated memory care wing. And I have got my friend Brad Underwood here with me, and he is the owner of this wonderful facility, and he is the mind behind the things we're going to show you today. I know you're going to be impressed because I am blown away with some of the exciting features of this building.
Isn't that cute? Jim thought I was running to him. Nope, I'm in a hurry to visit with my friends at Wellington Park.
Stay active, stay healthy, stay happy. Join us at Wellington Park.
Memory loss, dementia, Alzheimer's, diseases that can attack our brains. If you have a loved one struggling with memory challenges like this, come to Oak Hills Care Center. Brad Underwood and his caring staff have developed one of the most innovative memory care homes you will find anywhere. Living here, those you love will access relaxing and mind-challenging features every day. Innovative, caring, solid as an oak. Oak Hills Care Center.
Okay, so here we are. We're going to get started. You just saw a stoplight in this phenomenal room, and green means go, so let's go get with it, Brad, and let you start this tour. But I've got to tell you, there are so many details in this room. You're going to have to pay close attention, so make sure you've got your comfy recliner, your glass of iced tea, and we're going to get going. Brad, start the tour. Let's start with the lab. This is awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, so this was kind of a brainchild. We started to months of planning, thinking about how exactly we wanted to create a space that would allow our residents to interact with their environment. Okay. That would stimulate their senses, that would actually help with, for dementia care, memory care residents, something that's really going to invoke them to interact and sense things. And so this is kind of our first station we created, which is the lab. And it's actually a very simple piece of machinery, and you punch the different buttons here and different things happen with the screen and noises and lights. You can flip lights on and off, turn them on, punch different buttons.
Can we see this good? Stand back here, Brad. Punch some more buttons.
So what happens is everything does something different. So if you want to play different notes on the piano, you want to play the guitar. If you want to, there's even different things where it comes about. It actually loads different things, scenarios from launching of a rocket ship to, it's endless the things you can do with it.
Wow.
And it was a simple thing that our team just dreamt up and started working on for us. And so I think our residents are really going to enjoy it. Just sitting here playing with buttons.
Right, and this is really cool to me because, I mean, this is something even I can do. I can punch these buttons and be creative and just listening to the sounds for people. I mean, think about the idea that you have loved ones who are in their advanced years, their adult age generation, and maybe they're having health issues. Maybe they need to live in a place like Oak Hills. Right. Or the Oak. Everything around here says Oak.
Oaks on it. I mean, yeah. That's kind of a theme for our city. It's Oak City. That's kind of what we call it back here.
It should be. Oak. It's a solid place.
Right.
And oak is a solid tree. So yeah, that was great. Great.
Absolutely.
But things like this are so, I mean, I don't know anybody that has things like you're going to see today. And so this is just a very awesome thing you've done here for people and their their mental, emotional state, and their physical
Right.
and motor skills.
So many times in typical skilled nursing facilities, you take a resident, you hand them a remote.
Right.
And it's the TV all day long.
Right.
And that's not good. It's not good for it's not good for me, it's not good for you, much less
Right.
anyone in aging years. And so the idea is to create a whole unit where they can interact with different things. For me, I even get lost on this sometimes, just
Sure.
playing with the different buttons, because we have a lot of trap doors built into it. So just because you hit that button once doesn't mean it's going to do the same thing next time you touch it.
Right.
And so it's very skilled programming from the marketing team. They've kind of thought of a lot of different ways, and what's great, it's a computer screen. So if we go in there and want to change it up, we just put in a few new buttons, a few new different things, and all of a sudden we've got a brand new way to interact and touch things on the screen.
Right. And I think Jared was telling me when we first got here that it's, what'd you say, strawberry?
It's a Raspberry Pi.
I mean, raspberry
Raspberry
pie.
Pi. Who
And I
doesn't
don't
like
know
that?
raspberry pie. I only know strawberry pie. But
Exactly,
anyway, see,
exactly.
all the computer people out there, they think I'm crazy anyway.
Yeah,
so.
but it's that big. I mean, now we can fit a computer in our pocket. It's a very small, tiny computer.
Right.
It's got all of the buttons all wired to it, so that you push different buttons and it does different things. It's
Right.
completely interactive.
And the thing I really like about this is there's so much research that goes on into dementia, Alzheimer's care, all of those things, and there are things that are going on with people's minds that are struggling with those diseases. But still, you just don't know. They're pushing something and they remember things, and there's something that goes on, and this motivates that. This triggers things in a positive way for people who struggle with that. And that's why I'm just so blown away about this particular thing and using the computer lab and all like there. So before we go to break and I start playing with buttons and everything, let's back up to this front Ford pickup, which my grandfather had one just like this, and I thought I was a big shot when I'm 6, 7 years old riding in the back of it with Blackie, his dog.
You're right.
And he would put my bicycle in the back so that when we'd go home at night, when I would stay with them in the summer. But look at this, it's even got headlights. I mean, this is so realistic.
Absolutely.
And this can help reminisce with people that struggle and with their minds and the Alzheimer's and dementia, and you've got so many things like that, and we're going to show you, because here's the overhead door where it comes down, because we are entering into the Oaks Auto office, if you will, and so the other nice thing is, now, can people bring their cars here and get oil changes too, or
not if they want it done right. I'll say
Okay,
that.
okay, I got you.
But the idea, you're right. This is a 1947 Ford.
Right.
And what's neat about it is a lot of our residents, with the age they are, remember a vehicle similar to this, especially in rural communities, because these were very prominent back then. And so the brain is such an interesting part of our body, and we don't fully understand it. But at the same time, there's things like this that it helps the resident recall things. Remember, my grandmother, my grandfather had one of these. I remember getting in this, like you said, as a child.
Right.
And we wanted the working headlights there again, because it's just triggering that sensory of visually, of being able to touch something sensory and yet see it visually. The other thing that we've put in our garage over here is a pulley system. And what's great about that is our residents can pull on that. And there again, it gives them something to do and interact with and actually do something and pass the time. Absolutely.
Yeah, and these are important things.
For sure.
And I mean, look at here. Solid
It's
metal.
real. It's not going anywhere,
It's not
right?
fiberglass like they build them today, right?
Absolutely. It's quality Ford construction.
All right. This is great. And we will be back in just a few minutes.
Memory loss, dementia, Alzheimer's, diseases that can attack our brains. If you have a loved one struggling with memory challenges like this, come to Oak Hills Care Center. Brad Underwood and his caring staff have developed one of the most innovative memory care homes you will find anywhere. Living here, those you love will access relaxing and mind-challenging features every day. Innovative, caring, solid as an oak. Oak Hills Care Center.
Okay, we are back. I'm here with my good friend Brad Underwood. He's the owner of the Oak Hills care center that we are in right now, we are exploring. I'm like an adventurer right now seeing all of this stuff, Brad, and I mean, here we have kind of a replica of an old newspaper box, and it says Canadian Valley News, and we understand that's the first newspaper in Jones, Oklahoma.
That's right.
And you've kind of duplicated that. Jared and Jared have kind of duplicated that. That's right, there's two Jareds here. And they've kind of duplicated a lot of these names of the original township, downtown Jones, if you will. And so it's just more things. You know, you mentioned about sensory and things to look at, things to touch, things to try to help people reminisce and get inside their minds and help them to enjoy their life. And I truly believe this kind of things that you put together here is actually helping to create a better quality of life for your loved ones. And so this is very important. You got to pay attention to this so you don't miss anything, because this is what it's all about, is to go above and beyond and find new ways to create a happier life for our adult age generation. And you know how passionate I am about that. And so we keep going, and how many times the screen doors. I remember growing up with the screen doors, and you've got a couple of those here on the wall. And yes, this one's open. But here's the U.S. Post Office over this screen door, and people reflect back and they'll remember these screen doors because they haven't seen them for years and years and years. They just haven't been there. And so we are, and here we are, U.S. Post Office. Here's the mailbox, and you can open it, you can put mail in it, you can take mail out, you can write notes. I mean, you've got so many things here, and even the little flag is there for the mailbox. So this is just great, Brad.
Thank you. I mean, one of the things that we wanted to try to do, in addition to create and do the research for memory care and what would actually engage with our residents, is we also did research on the community.
Right.
Now, Jones in 1909, what did it look like? What did they have? They had a post office.
Yep.
They had the Canadian Valley News.
Right.
And I'll be honest, our residents love letters. They love getting mail. A lot of our residents don't have other family members.
Yes.
And so when they receive a piece of mail, whether it be from the local church, the chamber, anyone that sends them mail, they love it. And they love to write mail back. And so we thought it was very important to include the post office in this, just to allow them to send out letters to their loved ones and pen pals. We're always looking for people to write our residents letters. They love to receive mail. So
yes,
that was very special for us. We wanted to put this in here and have a working mailbox. You know, we want it to be functional and working.
Right.
So, you know, they could actually put letters in and receive letters back as well.
You bet. This is great. And we're going to continue on in just a few seconds.
Okay, that's it. I'm calling Mom. I'm worried about her. I'm just going to call her. Mom?
Hi, honey.
What you doing?
Nothing, just sitting here in the room.
In your room?
You've got to go now. I'm going to get therapized.
She hung up on me and said they're taking her to therapy.
You got a pole, baby. I just love this fishing therapy.
Want to get therapized the Wellington Parkway? Come join us and have some fun.
Memory loss, dementia, Alzheimer's, diseases that can attack our brains. If you have a loved one struggling with memory challenges like this, come to Oak Hills Care Center. Brad Underwood and his caring staff have developed one of the most innovative memory care homes you will find anywhere. Living here, those you love will access relaxing and mind-challenging features every day. Innovative, caring, solid as an oak. Oak Hills Care Center.
Oh, we're back. We weren't trying to brush you off, but we've been playing at the Oaks Hardware Store. And Brad, you've got all of these things that are familiar and that you buy at the hardware store. Tell us why you think this is so important to have it on this accessory wall.
So what we found in our research of dementia care and memory care residents is they need something to touch. They need something to interact with. They need something to, to occupy their time. And so what happens is this increases their fine motor skills, keeps their memory sharp, and during that time, it's also helping them recall things they might have forgotten. Things like, how to latch doors on and off, how to actually do these types of padlocks and those sorts of things. And so it's all about their quality of life, re-engaging with our residents, giving them things to touch and to, occupy their time with.
Right. Just like it's occupying my time.
Exactly. You can really kind of lose yourself doing these things, can't you?
Yes. And I'm not going to come unhinged here. It's right there.
Yeah, so exactly. Absolutely.
This is great. And now, as I keep moving, there's more things. Tell us about this. This is very interesting to me because I know it has something to do with clean air and all that. And I have to tell you all, this whole building smells great.
Thank you.
When you walk in here, it is excellent.
Thank you.
And sometimes I know we have people have a negative idea about skilled nursing, nurse care centers, and places like that. But tell us about this air purification system you have. This is phenomenal.
This is something that came out of the pandemic for us. When we looked at how do we keep our residents safe? What is the number one thing that we can do? Pure air, clean air. Having a system in place so that we could ensure the safety of our residents. And of course it protects against COVID, but it also protects against a lot of other things, flu, strep, TB, all the types of things that float around in our air all the time. And so we looked at it yes, this was inspired by the pandemic. We need to do something to protect our residents as far as air quality goes, but this is also going to be a lasting investment for us. Every year in nursing facilities around the country, we do have a lot of residents that contract the flu, and they pass it to one another. We have strep that goes around, when common colds that break out. And so what we're doing is we're putting in a pure air system. We've done our entire facility. We have air purification systems on every hall, all the common areas. We have all of our ductwork completely redone. It's with antimicrobial coating all the way throughout so that bacteria cannot live in those ducts either. We also have our entire new system that was completely filtered and cleaned with 350-degree water and steam so that it was completely purified as well. And you'd be surprised what kind of gunk lives in some of those things.
I understand.
It's amazing, right? So we've had all that completely cleaned as well. Then the last step was we have a reverse ionization system. And what that does, it's sort of like being in mountain air. How the air is just a little bit thicker, And so what happens is it pushes it through the system, and these air purification system, it constantly is filtering. Our air turns over 8.5 times every hour in this facility.
Wow.
So that we have clean air coming in. And what we're finding about it is our residents, they seem to feel better. Their mind is more clear, and they sleep and rest better. And we know that to be a fact. The cleaner the air is, the more your body can rest and it can heal and rejuvenate itself. And that's what we're looking for. We have spent over 6 figures installing this in this facility. And the reason why is to improve the quality of care and protect our residents.
That's right. And there's so much in here. I feel like I need to be, I can't remember that lady's name, in Point, on the game show.
Oh yeah, like Vanna White here, you see her going.
Yeah, I don't want to be called Vanna White. But seriously, this is important. And what I want our viewers to understand, if they missed that, Brad, his staff, they invested well over 6 figures in this air purification system, the duct system, everything that he's just explained. And not everybody does that. It's that's the kind of money that people would want to try to pocket and or something. But no, this is about the best quality of care that you can have for your loved ones at the Oak Hills Care Center.
Memory loss, dementia, Alzheimer's, diseases that can attack our brains. If you have a loved one struggling with memory challenges like this, come to Oak Hills Care Center. Brad Underwood and his caring staff have developed one of the most innovative memory care homes you will find anywhere. Living here, those you love will access relaxing and mind-challenging features every day. Innovative, caring, solid as an oak. Oak Hills Care Center.
Your friend Buddy here again, and I'm excited that all my friends at Wellington Park can finally get their vaccines to help protect them from the COVID virus. And remember, stay active, stay healthy, stay happy. Join us at Wellington Park.
Okay, so we got bananas, apples. Whoops, one went on the floor. Oop, pineapple.
More bananas. You can't have enough bananas.
Oh, whoa, we are back. Brad and I are here. We're at the Oak Hills Market, and just another feature of the Oak Hills Care Center Memory Care Wing. And this is another nice feature, Brad. Tell us about the market.
Well, there again, just trying to bring back recall and some of those, things our residents would recognize. The old-fashioned markets where you would go up and pick your own produce and put it in a satchel, sort of like what you have there, and we let our.
I forgot to look at them first.
You didn't really pick the right ones, right? And so there again, something else for our residents to do: interact with, touch, feel. They can, go over to the market, and if you look, you can sort of see into where all the other produce is. And the reason why we strategically placed it here is because this is also our cafe area. This is where our residents come to dine, and so it's like they're dining outside of the market. So
great.
A little bit of, play on that.
Great idea, great idea. And you've got several bags here so that different residents can be shopping at the same time. And yes, this is phenomenal. And even though it's not the main feature of the area, I know you've got a large screen TV here, and that's so all of your residents and staff can watch Baby Boomers in Action with Jim and Brad.
That's right, that's right.
And so we want to be sure that stays on during those times.
Absolutely, for sure. We'll just keep rolling this.
Just keep rolling. Just keep rolling. So we'll be back in just a few seconds.
Memory loss, dementia, Alzheimer's, diseases that can attack our brains. If you have a loved one struggling with memory challenges like this, come to Oak Hills Care Center. Brad Underwood and his caring staff have developed one of the most innovative memory care homes you will find anywhere. Living here, those you love will access relaxing and mind-challenging features every day. Innovative, caring, solid as an oak. Oak Hills Care Center.
Okay, Brad, so now we're in one of my favorite parts of this area, and you've got, I call this the theater room because you've got the big screen, but it's got the curtains, the drapery effect painted on the wall, but behind us, this just makes me think about residents and the age of your population here, and all of these people, the Duke, Marilyn Monroe, and Morgan Freeman, and Frank Sinatra, all of these, Cary Grant, all these people that will help their minds to, it's visual and mental.
That's right. That's right. It's just memory recall of some of our greatest motion pictures that they probably saw as children and want to rewatch again today, honestly. So that's we wanted to kind of pay a tribute to that as well.
Well, and you're kind of in here twice because somehow Jared and Jared put you real small over on one of those film clips. But then you've got Iron Man, who's a Brad wannabe, and isn't that right?
I guess
a Brad wannabe.
The first one was an absolutely error mistake on the marketing department. We're going to be talking about that very soon. But anyway.
Well, that's great, and this is just another feature of what's in store for people who are struggling with dementia and memory care issues, Alzheimer's, whatever it is with their minds, anything that can stimulate. You've thought of everything.
Not quite, but we're going to get there.
That's right. And he's not giving up.
That's right. Always improving.
So, Brad, thank you so much. This is great.
No, we appreciate you being here. Thank
you.